الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد. Alhamdulillah, we thank Allah for the blessings that He has given us, this life, this health, our time, an opportunity to gain nearness to Him. Every day as we wake up, every day the Masnoon Dua, amongst the Masnoon Du'as is Alhamdulillah alladhi, praise be to Allah, the one, Ahyana, who gave us life again, ba'dama amatana, after having given us death, wa ilayhi nushur, and to Him is our return. So every morning we should be waking up with this recognition, with this realization that we have been given another chance, that this life that we possess, this health that we have, possess loosely speaking, it is in our hands, but it is to be used in the manner which Allah wants. So this life that we have, our health, the money, all these blessings that we have, they are from Allah, and we will be accounted for them. Allah will see how we use these blessings. So today, a topic which I wanted to bring up, as the vacations are coming around. I mean, many of the kids have been away from school anyways, and the university students, their exams have finished. College students, their exams have finished. They're in a bit of a limbo state before they go, some of them who are taking summer classes. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam mentioned ni'matani maghbunun fihima kathirun min an-nas as-sihhatu wal-faragh. There are two blessings. Maghbunun fihima. People are deceived, they're cheated out, they're duped of these blessings. They lose out on them. It's like, I'll give you a 5 or 2 tens. It's like, yeah, sure. Like, what? What did I just do? So in the same way, Shaitan is deceiving us from these blessings. He's cheating us out of them. What are they? As-sihhatu wal-faragh. Health and free time. Now, especially in this time of the coronavirus, hopefully we have taken on an understanding of the value of these blessings. If we have learned nothing, then at least we should have learned the value of these blessings, the value of health, how fragile it can be. That one tiny virus, which is so small that even a microscope cannot catch it, just a regular microscope cannot see a virus. So small, but how much havoc it wreaks, how much commotion, how much disorder is caused because of this little virus. So hopefully we have gained a recognition for the value of all these blessings that we see, the value of our health, the value of our bodies, how they are functioning. Hopefully we have gained a recognition of that. So many people during their time of health, what do? We run after the world. We try to amass things. We try to make money. We do and we do and we do. But how much are we doing for our place, our position in the eyes of Allah? How much are we doing for where we're going to remain? That's a question that we have to ask ourselves. What have I done for my hereafter? I am here for a limited period of time. I am here for a short period of time. What have I done to make my hereafter? How much have I used my health? So this health, this youth that we have. And the reality is, as we keep on getting older, our strength decreases. Our physical ability generally decreases. We're going down. There's a deterioration. We're not becoming stronger. Rather, we're slowly deteriorating. So how much have I used this blessing to gain nearness to Allah? This is a question we should ask ourselves. So one blessing is as-sihha. Have I invested my youth to make my connection with Allah? And we will, inshallah, we'll get into what we need, where we need to be. But just one, there's one longer hadith which comes, the hadith of Jibreel, where Jibreel alayhi salam, towards the end of the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he came into the masjid as, in the shape of someone, of a traveler, someone who was foreign to the people. They did not recognize him, but they saw no traces of travel on his clothes. Generally, when a person is going to travel, especially in the lands where there are deserts where there's sand, then the color of the sand will come and it'll be apparent on the traveler's clothes. No matter what, it will be apparent. I remember one travel. I was in Haiti for a couple of weeks. So we were traveling on the Tap Tap, which is like, it's a pickup truck where the travelers sit in the back. So I was sitting in the back, in the open compartment, and I had long hair at that time. So the sand and the dust was coming into my hair. So when I actually went to make wudu, I couldn't stick my fingers into my hair because all the sand clumped on it. So the point I'm making is that the traces of travel will become apparent on a person, on his face, on his hair, on his clothes. So no one could recognize Jibreel alayhi salam. They couldn't recognize who he was, but there was no trace of travel on his clothes either. So amongst the discussions they had, there were several questions that he asked. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam answered them, and every time he would answer them, Jibreel alayhi salam said that, you've said right. And the people are confused that he's asking the question, and then when when Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam gives the answer, and he says, "Okay, you've spoken the truth." So they were confused. Who is this guy? So, anyways, amongst the questions, he said that what is ihsan? What is ihsan? Perfection, literally. Ihsan literally means to perfect, to do good. So in terms of Sharia, or in terms of a person's level in the eyes of Allah, ihsan, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he mentions that أن تعبد الله كأنك تراه فإن لم تكن تراه فإنه يراك, that you worship Allah as if you are seeing Him. Of course, nobody sees Allah with their eyes, but it is a condition of a person's heart that it is as if he is seeing Allah. The condition of his heart is as if he is seeing Allah. And if a person is not at that level, فَإِن لَمْ تَكُنْ تَرَاهُ فَإِنَّهُ يَرَاكَ, and if you cannot be in this position that as if you are seeing him, then you should have this realization that he sees you. So we discuss, I bring up this point so that we gauge ourselves that where do I stand with this level of ihsan? Am I there? Am I even close? Or am I very, very far away? We have to bring ourselves to this level because this is what is demanded from us. This is where we have to strive to achieve. So one thing to know, to bring ourselves up to this level. How much have I used these blessings to reach this level that Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam he describes, which we should be trying to achieve as well. So this is one thing. Then the next blessing which he mentions in this other hadith, al-faragh, free time. And this is what I wanted to get at, that during these vacations, during this time when we are more or less occupied, generally these days a bit less than more, how much have I invested myself in my time which will matter to me? In those things which will matter to me. Have I invested myself properly for that? Or have I let my free time go? Hey, we have some free time. Let's kill some time on Facebook. We have some free time. Let's kill an hour on Instagram. We have some free time. Let's kill some time playing Xbox or PS. How much have I used my free time? Have I used my free time to develop myself, to learn something? Or have I just let my free time pass away? And this is what Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam is telling us. مَغْبُونٌ فِيهِمَا كَثِيرٌ مِنَ النَّاسِ الصِّحَّةُ وَالْفَرَاغُ. Many people are cheated, they're duped, they're deceived of these blessings. Free time, health, and free time. Free time comes, we don't realize, And before we even realize what's going on, today it's not just our free time that goes. A person, he opens up YouTube and he's checking videos, and one leads to another, that leads to another. He only had 15 minutes of free time. By the time he realizes what's going on, 45 minutes is gone from his day. So we are being cheated of them. How can we use this time to make our connection with Allah? So one of the things that what dictates the direction that we take out of Enlightened Path Institute is that I grew up in this country. I grew up in these schools. I'm from Montreal. I know what it means to grow up here. And growing up, we had these questions. We had this identity crisis. That who are you? Are you a Muslim or are you a Canadian? Can these two be reconciled or not? So there was there's this battle going on in my head. Who am I? What am I? And I never, slowly, alhamdulillah, I had some shape of support network that was there who would guide me. But now, in this age of Corona, when we can hardly go out to meet anyone, everyone is consuming things online, but we don't get that physical or that, person-to-person interaction which we had and which has generally been declining since, the advent of social media. So, with these thoughts in mind, we put together some courses where we are presenting and answering, hopefully, and giving an answer that people should hopefully feel content, where the basics of Iman are being presented, and where objections which are made against Iman and against the fundamentals of any religion, and of Islam in particular, are being addressed, so that we feel confident as Muslims that yes, I am on the truth. It is our conviction that we are on the truth. Do we impose it on others? We should present it to others, because share the wealth. You have a treasure. Do not hold it to yourself. Do not hoard it. Share it. If someone doesn't want it, that's another story. But it should never be our case that we were unwilling to share the treasure. But we have to recognize that we have a treasure in the first place. So through these courses, we aim to, first and foremost, get an understanding ourselves. The student attending, he gets a realization that this deen is haqq, it is the truth. And he feels confident about it. These doubts and confusions which sometimes plague us, they are removed. So this is the first and foremost thing. How can our Muslim students remain as Muslims? Because there's more than enough doubts, objections which are being presented to the Muslims, which are giving them some confusion. We wanted to answer those. We wanted to give confidence that yes, we are on the truth. We are on the right path. So the first and foremost course, right now, which we're putting together on these lines, is the Aqidah course. And inshallah, we will be starting it up from this Tuesday. And then it will be going on, every Tuesdays every week, inshallah, until August. And then along with that, there will be a brief overview of the Seerah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Again, another 10, 11 week course. But we ask ourselves, throughout our lives, have I dedicated myself for my deen? I have gained maybe a bachelor's, a master's, a PhD, maybe in one, maybe in several subjects. But have I devoted myself to actually go through the Seerah, the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to take necessary lessons from it? Have I learned what is the creed? What are the basic fundamentals of my faith as a Muslim? If someone comes and asks us, you're a Muslim, what do you say about this? Am I able to answer them? First of all, am I able to answer for myself? That my Iman is not shaken when someone asks me these questions. And then, can I share this wealth? Can I share this treasure which is in my hands? Can I share it with these kind people that are around us, these good people, our neighbors, our companions, our people who live around us, our friends at school, our colleagues at work? How many of them are good people? But I am selfishly holding this treasure to myself. Look, there's a difference between, forcing it down their throat and presenting it to them. A person brings a nice cake to his office. He puts it on his table, and the people are looking at, oh, that looks like a nice cake. But they feel shy to ask him about it. And he says, you know what, I've presented it, so whoever wants, they can, I'm not saying no to anybody. But he has not kept it in such a time or a place where others are comfortable to ask. They're like, oh, maybe he has some other guests, someone else who's coming. Unlike that, he brought the cake to work. He didn't present it to anyone, and now he goes back home, tells his wife, it was a delicious cake. Nobody came. Nobody had any interest in it. But he never presented it to anybody. So at least, cut them a slice, say, this is a nice, tasty strawberry cake which my wife prepared. Would you like to have a piece? A person says no. Okay, you don't have to shove it down his throat, but at least present him that cake. So are we equipped to even do the basic presentation? Look, when someone will have some very intricate question, you bring him to the scholars. Inshallah, we will try to answer the question in a way which leaves no doubt. Allah guide us, Allah help us. But at least the basics, the fundamentals, have we done anything to equip ourselves to share this cake with all these good people around us? Not forcing it down their throat, but at least presenting it to them in a way which they can understand that, hey, this is also open to me. It is not just for him. It can also go to me. How many of our brothers and sisters who have accepted Islam, and others, they were always in confusion that, is this faith also for me, or is it just for the Arabs? Is it just for the Indians, the Pakistanis? Is it just for XYZ? What have I done to help to present it? So let's not lose out this time. Let's not lose out this opportunity. Let us develop ourselves. Let us learn. Let us learn something for the sake of our deen, so that we make our connection with Allah. So that I start walking, I start making my way up, so I can reach this level of ihsan. Islam, Iman, ihsan. That I can be worshipping Allah as if I see Him. And at least if I can't do that, then I know that throughout my entire salat, I am aware that Allah is watching me. This is a lifelong effort. This is a path that we are all walking. This is the path which we are all walking. Not that I'm there at the destination yet. I'm walking this path too. I'm walking this path too. So how can we help each other? Look, we have something. We are looking to share it with those around us. So inshallah, we request the community, brothers. Inshallah, course is also available to the sisters. It'll be offered online. How can we benefit? How can we make our connection with Allah? How can we use this free time, this health of ours? May Allah give me first and all of us the tawfiq to learn our deen, to learn our religion, to practice on it, to present it, to share this wealth, and to attain a status with which Allah is pleased with us. Allah give us all the tawfiq. وآخر الدعوانا الحمد لله رب العالمين سبحان الله وبحمده سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك نشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت نستغفرك ونتوب إليك سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين